Why did you buy the crossbow?
Okay, so Rob Bernstein called about 2 weeks into the pandemic and said, I'm thinking about buying a crossbow. I can't get a gun in Stamford very easily. And I was like, you know what? I wish I had a fucking gun in the house. And I wasn't about to start calling the guys I know who sell guns during the pandemic.
That's such a dicey fucking...
Like at that point, I was just like,
dude.
I don't know, but I feel like I should have like when it first started, I was like, maybe I should. And then I am an idiot. And because of Dusk Till Dawn, the movie, I thought pump action crossbows existed.
Wait, stop right now.
Yeah.
They don't?
No. By the way,
I'm just learning this.
Wait a minute.
I believe they exist.
Well,
Wait a minute.
I learned it the hard way. I spent $300 on the wrong crossbow.
Was it a picture of a pump action one?
It looked. If I sent you a picture of my crossbow, you'd be like, "Yeah, that looks like it's pump action." And I just bought it for $300 on fucking Amazon.
Hold on.
And it's a good hunting crossbow. I'll show you a picture. Hold on. I'll find it in my Amazon order.
No, I believe you because I know I would do the same exact thing.
By the way, Danny, you're also a patent attorney, right? So can you please start working on this?
Pump action. The fucking thing that Juliette Lewis uses.
Yeah.
That then that's not a thing.
That doesn't exist. What are we gonna do when the vampires come back?
Wait a minute. Why? I know this is a movie about vampires, and I'm like, why would Quentin Tarantino lie to me about that? Of all the things that are out of control in that movie, Tom Savini turns into a fucking rat.
Yeah.
And I'm still like, I'll bite on that.
I'm glad that both of you also would have fought. And so basically, my most nebbishy Jewish comedian friend.
Did you say both of us? Dude, I swear to God, if you were to say this around my family at a reunion, they'd be like, wait a minute, no pump action crossbows.
Rob Cruz just left. I guarantee you he would start crying if I said that in front of him.
Dude, I am kind of so bummed. So you bought the crossbow that is just a regular...
So here's the thing. Do you know how a hunting crossbow works? Do you know how hard it is to load it up? Dude, it's like a fucking musket. You have to put your foot in a handle in the front and use a different rope to pull and set the rope. I've never used this thing recreation. I'll bring it out next time I come out maybe, and we could just fucking shoot it in here. If Danny's fine.
I mean, that would be sick.
I've never used it, and I'm like, I gotta use this crossbow. And apparently at tons of places you can't hunt with a crossbow.
That is horseshit.
Yeah.
I also, you know what else? What's really no pump action crossbows. I am honestly pissed off. There are so many things wrong with the world. So many things. There are so many things available. There are so many things you can do, but we can't have the technology.
It seems weird that it doesn't.
But it also, God damn you, Quentin Tarantino, for putting that in my face.
Yeah, and not even like. They did all sorts of like. If you remember, there was like an A-Team style.
Yes, they had a montage of putting things together. Yeah,
and he was blessing regular water, and they were filling water balloons and stuff. That just came out of the box as that.
Straight up, that was fucking wild. That lady, Juliette Lewis, found the coffin box.
Yeah.
With the fucking pump action thing in it, and she held it up and then racked it, and the two arrows fell in, and I was like, why would that
Danny,
not happen?
Can you find that? Because maybe the fucking chest said like Van Helsing or something, and it was supposed to be implied that they killed.
I just remembered that it was, honestly, it's a coffin-shaped box with a cross on it. And she opens it up, and there's like no writing on it, but then like she holds it up, and then fucking
is that so? Maybe that's supposed to be like Van Helsing gear or vampire hunter gear that they confiscated from a dude.
What the fuck ever?
Yeah, explain that to me.
That's what I'm saying is, who cares if Van Helsing... Are you trying to say Van Helsing isn't real? Are you sitting there in that chair saying that the guy...
Well, I don't see any vampires around here, so he must
be. It's a very good possibility that Van Helsing is real.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that if there is a... I don't know, dude. Like,
we go to vanhelsing.shop and we could probably grab us some pump action
I'm also
crossbows.
wondering if that's got to be... You can probably make that. You can. There's no way somebody hasn't
you
made
have a better
it.
chance
So
than
it
me.
looks like someone has tried to make this.
Okay.
Yes. Please be.
Yeah.
Of course it's that guy who's trying to.
You got to think of bedazzling that shirt.
But the coolest scene in the entire movie is when Kate Fuller, the daughter of the preacher man, finds that crossbow. That
Yeah, there it is.
Pump-action crossbow that's loaded with wooden bolts, of course, so she can go.
Yeah, dude.
Very
Okay,
cool.
we get
But
it. You
is it
get all
possible?
the pussy.
Well, I looked at the footage, actually frame by frame.
And this is a
found
German
that the whole
guy.
thing is actually a
Oh, yeah.
complete movie prop. It's based
By
on
the way, his
Python,
shirt
or
fits the
also
way like
known as
Saddam
Eagle
Hussein's
Eye
shirt fit when they took him out of the cave.
Chinese-made crossbow, pretty good crossbow actually. for the money.
It is so
And,
ill-fitting.
They put like a sled underneath that kind of simulates the pumping action. The sled, of course, is way too low, because, so the leverage on this thing would be enormous. And you could clearly see that even for Juliette Lewis, the
Oh,
actress,
man. Dude,
doesn't
isn't
really
it
have very thick arms, at least not at that age.
so devastating?
She was actually pumping this thing effortless. And there is no way you can do it, because, you know, pumping is like something that your muscle won't operate very effectively. Like a normal crossbow is cocked with both arms.
See?
You know, like
Yeah,
See,
no,
I didn't
he-
know that.
look, he knows.
Where
Now
were-
you
where
know
were
that.
you in 2020,
back muscle
bud?
and so on. But this action actually is not very powerful. A normal shotgun, like a pump action shotgun, probably has, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7.
All right, wanna
pounds
fast
of
forward, see if he
weight.
Yeah,
pulls it off.
yeah, I
All
need to
this has
see a
do is-
prototype of something like if he
inject the
actually tried to build a
shell
fucking thing.
and inject a
All right,
fresh
there's
mount
something.
and
All right.
All right, I see
That
what you're
looks
doing
like a
there.
rubber band gun.
And it has a magazine for up to, I think, 6 arrows. I've got only 4 in them right now.
All right, jump further
And
ahead.
They are pressed down by means of rubber. You see? That's a much longer draw than normal crossbows have. And it fires quite nicely. Dang.
Dude, this guy.
And then if you want to do another shot,
All right, all right, all right, all right,
All right. It exists. Now, does
Or
he
three.
have an internet
all
store?
right, this has no aiming device, but of course it's instinctive shooting all the way.
Oh, so he just made a
course I could.
compound
Dude,
bow
he
into
just-
a pump action.
Exactly.
That's more of a
Juliette
pump.
Lewis didn't
Okay.
have one on hers,
That's pretty
so
genius.
that's
This is
why
fucking
I'm going
amazing,
without one
actually.
too.
Well,
And that's
it's
why
actually very
typical
smart to use the
vampire
compound bow, right? Because it's less
instincts
pull
Yeah.
punch, right?
target. Shall we? Okay.
Yo, light something up.
That was a full hit. Another one.
I mean, it is really, dude. You can see the arrow losing.
Still on the target.
Yeah.
And
It's certainly
another-
not strong.
I think
God damn it, though. Fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, that thing's still pretty sweet, though. That would have worked for my purposes if somebody tried to break into my house.
I mean, I'll say this: a pump action anything is more intimidating than any gun,
Oh, yeah.
unless you have a Gatling gun. Unless you're like, you know, the fucking
If
shit from Predator?
If you hear the whir.
Well, honestly, I think a lot of people wouldn't even recognize that sound.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
wouldn't know until they see it. Like a Gatling gun is something you have to show somebody.
Yeah.
A pump action shotgun. The reason I bought it is because, like, one, it'll get the job done immediately, and two, like the fucking sound is like part of the deterrent.
Wasn't that something Joe Biden said about when he was running for president? He was just like, just have a shotgun and just.
I think that's a,
And then you throw. If that doesn't work, just shoot it once or twice in the air.
I mean, Sleepy Joe ain't sleeping on that fact. That's a real fucking, like, if I broke into a house and I heard that in a dark room, if I'm not retarded or have a death wish, I'm going to leave the fucking room.
Yeah, it's unmistakable
It's also like the coolest sound. Like, I cock it every now and again just
to
by
do
myself.
it. That's super bad for it. It's so like there's so many people who like love guns who are just like cringing at the two of us right now.
I'm telling you right now, dude, I've sat on my couch just like,
It's
This is
that's
sick.
also like it's so bad for the
I
gun.
know, I fuck it up.
What kind did you buy?
A Mossberg 12 action, a
The
12
little, the
gauge
little
pump-
one without the
No,
handle
no,
in the
no.
back?
So I have a
Pistol
I have a
grip?
pistol grip. I bought a pistol grip on top of it and a security barrel.
Okay.
So it's like it's designed to just,
Now with the security barrel, do you just like kind of cuddle with it at night so you can sleep better?
dude. It is fucking one of those things where the weirdest thing I ever did was I did shower with it.
Dude, when my buddy went to Arizona for school, he literally bought a shotgun and walked around with it because he could.
Cause yeah.
And he was so foreign to him. He literally grew up in Soviet-controlled Ukraine and moved to New York City.
Wow.
Two of the least gunned places. Well, now more gunned.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
when was that?
Yeah.
When was that?
I mean,
Get out.
the average Joe wasn't allowed to have a gun in either of these places.
Yeah, I would say the average Ukrainian isn't allowed to have a gun in New York either.
Yeah.
But what do I know,
Yeah.
man?
So he got to Arizona and he would just he was like, for a week I just walked around with a shotgun over my shoulder like Mad Max.
Dude, that is fucking hot. And I'm not gonna lie, I went down the rabbit hole of like accessories for the gun. I found like bayonets for it.
Bayonet for a shotgun
Dude,
is the stupidest thing.
Fuck you, man. You've never seen.
Are you literally just making deer crudo?
I'm telling you, if you look up the fucking spikes that you can put on, like where you disengage the pump mechanism, you take the stock off. You can put a tip that's like 4 or 5 inches long, and it's like for stabbing and shooting.
I would want the pump action thing to have a knife on it because I think that would just look bad.
That would look sick as fuck, yeah. But this is like just attached to the barrel. Yeah, you look fucking ridiculous. But I did.
Mossberg sells these tiny shotguns.
Yeah, the shockwaves.
I've been thinking about getting one of those.
So what I've found is I've watched a bunch of videos on those because I was in I didn't know which one I wanted, and I did watch Shockwave one. They were all sold out during the pandemic. All the Shockwaves were gone, so I had to settle for a regular, 12 gauge shotgun, full stock. And then I ordered the pistol grip, and then I ordered the fucking security barrel, and the security barrel took like fucking almost a year to get there. It like took forever, dude.
They're shipping it from China?
Dude, I don't know where they just said back order, and you just didn't know when you were fucking get it. And when I got it, I totally forgot I ordered it. It was like a fucking present. I was like, fuck yeah.
Like Santa kit.
Dude, it was sick. And like I just attached it, and I was like walking around my house with it like on, and I did the thing, which is wild to do with a regular fucking 22-inch barrel, is like hold it.
Oh yeah,
you're
lucky you didn't break your wrist,
dude. You're just like, God damn, this is so fucking heavy. But you are standing in the mirror naked, just holding a shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
I thought you
man.
bucked it off like that.
No, you'll die.
Yeah,
you will fucking. That's one of my favorite things I was talking about on your podcast. Watching someone hold a 12 gauge like a fucking regular pistol and just shooting it and having it come back and clank them on the head like a fucking retard.
Well, the amount of people who are just like, every time I've the first couple times I ever fired a gun, I always was like, okay, show me how to do that again. I want to get this correct.
Yeah.
And then the amount of people who I've just gone to gun ranges with who will just pick shit up and not know what they're doing and be like, that hurt. And I go, yeah, that's not how you do it.
Man.
Either let me show you or let the guy show you.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm not guilty of that. I've made those mistakes. I've made them. When I fired a fully automatic AK-47 at a gun range once, and I wasn't it was like old, like an old AK, and it was just like we saw the guy shooting it, and he was like,
and he was like, my friend, you want to borrow?
It was actually like me and a bunch of my friends. Honestly, he was just like he noticed all of us like kind of looking over there. We were just shooting like rifles, and he was like, what do you guys got down there? He started conversation like, what are you guys shooting down there? We're like, oh, we have this. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I got a couple pistols and I got my AK. And we were like, oh yeah, we saw that. He's like, you guys want to shoot it? And it's like, you're fucking right, dude. It's like that's like asking a kid if he wants ice cream.
Yeah,
it's just like
or asking a kid if he wants to shoot an AK-47. Like me at 11 would have just been like, what?
That is very true. I would be like, yo, get me a fuck yeah.
Is there a Rambo in here that I don't know about?
Fucking Christ. This is the End Podcast with Ryan Shaner. I'm joined by the one and only Chris Faga. Thank you so much for being on the fucking show. Where can people find you? Got anything to plug?
Yeah, just go check out, if you're watching this on YouTube, go check out the High Society radio page. You were just on, Ryan. It was a great show.
Great show.
Right now. And then check out my social media, at Chris from BKLYN on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm featuring for Justin Silver the 17th of May at White Bull Tavern in Boston.
God damn.
Come to that.
I don't know if this will be out after that or before it. 17th of May? What is it now? 8th of May, right?
8th of May.
Yeah, it's only the 8th of May.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm fucking...
We can do 2 of these.
Hey, fuck it. I fucked up.
Here.
I fucked up. Watching, I guess... What's the weirdest weapon you've ever used? Like that you've ever been like, I maybe shouldn't have this.
In Vegas, I did a regular grenade launcher.
What?
And then there's a place that you can do a simulated grenade launcher. But it was the Scarface gun, but they put a shotgun shell into a grenade and then put it in. And I was like, this is crazy.
Wait a minute. You shot the fucking
Scarface gun.
The gun
Yeah.
with the fucking exploding round, but it was a shotgun shell?
Yeah, so what they do is they were like, yeah, we'll give you a couple of these, and then they basically put the shell into something that's the size of a grenade and put that in the barrel. But then I was just sitting there going, it's like, okay, this is still a shotgun and a fully automatic rifle.
That's fucking awesome.
And I was literally like, so you can literally go like, boom.
That's
like,
fucking sick.
Yeah.
God damn it. That is one thing. I think a grenade, a bazooka is definitely one thing I want to fire. I
Yeah.
want to blow something completely up with a bazooka, or in like, you know, if someone's like, yo, you can have whatever you want. I want to fucking, I want to put a VX gas ball from the movie The Rock in someone's mouth and punch them.
oh, the little green shit. You. Oh, we're doing fake weapons?
No, first off, we just went over a fake weapon.
That's fair.
We just went over a fake
Yeah, we
weapon.
didn't say that's the one
and
thing we wanted. I said I impulse bought it in the beginning of what we
What I'm
thought was the
saying
end
is,
of the world.
and the worst part is, I'm dumb enough if someone was selling VX gas, I'd be like, yo, I gotta get me some VX gas.
I mean, I feel like VX gas might be real. I just don't know if it comes
VX
in
gas
green
is
balls.
definitely real. I don't think it comes in the cool, like, fucking anal bead string.
You can buy. I've gotten that. Like Instagram just knows how old and stupid you are. I've definitely gotten replica ads for those.
Dude,
like, bombs.
I would probably buy that in a heartbeat. If I don't think I'd buy it off Instagram or Facebook. But if I was out somewhere and
If
was
you were
like,
at Comic-Con and they had it,
if
and you
it
could
was-
see it,
and I could see it,
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd definitely fall victim to that without a fucking doubt.
yeah, I was at Comic-Con, and I've always been like anti-Alexa in the house. But then the last time I was there, somebody had hooked up an Alexa to something that looked like Hal from Space Odyssey,
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh, I want that so bad.
Damn, dude. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me shit like that. That is exactly what I want. There are certain things that, like, I would honestly pay, like, for movie props. Get the fuck out of here. There are certain things like I'd be like, yo, I have to have that in my house. One thing I always wanted was Conky from Pee-wee's Playhouse. The fucking robot who gives you the word of the day.
Yeah.
That's got a head, like a typewriter
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a head.
That chair that you just sit on their face.
Oh, Cherry?
Yeah,
Hell
fuck
yeah, dude. Put a fucking toilet in Cherry. I
Yeah.
would make the mouth a toilet and then still have it talk like, oh, no.
I mean, all the Pee-wee's Playhouse stuff was
Why?
good. What was the screen that just came out and talked to him?
I think it was just Screeny. They all had really dumb. There's Flory, Cherry, Clocky.
Wait, it was definitely Clocky.
There's
the floor was
Clocky.
named Flory?
Flory. The fucking weird monster's like, what are you doing, Pee-wee? You haven't cleaned me in 4 years, you piece of shit.
I'm covered in all that cum.
What
that you
the hell
shoot
are
all
you
over
doing
the place.
here? Flory, come on. Like, I wonder, it's just like, how many times did you think Pee-wee's furniture had to have an intervention for him for all the
Yeah.
drugs? It's like, yo, Pee-wee,
Calm down, dude.
you know, the reason we're here is because we all do love you. It's
Yeah.
like, you and Cowboy Curtis have been getting a little too fucked up.
Yeah.
And we don't even want to go into the King of Cartoons coming over constantly.
Your encyclopedic knowledge of
Dude,
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
It's honestly,
Shocking
my
to me.
encyclopedic knowledge of anything from the 80s and 90s is so fucking lame. It's like I have a lot of it, and I really like.
Do you ever think about that as like the amount of like random cartoon knowledge I'll have, and then it's like,
amazing.
oh, if I had just never, maybe I would have kept that good of a memory if I just didn't smoke weed and get loaded every day in high school.
I honestly think that all that knowledge came from a time where I wasn't drinking all the time or doing drugs.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think the reason I remember it is because I wasn't. But all the stuff I was doing in high school, I didn't need to, like, I don't need to know. I think they should anticipate that people in high school, if you're in a certain demographic of like schooling to begin with, you're going to do drugs and alcohol. I think they should have put more things in children's television programming in the 90s to make me like just at least
smarter.
Smart. Yeah, it should have
they should have
made
put-
it smarter.
It should have just been about physics or something.
Yeah. Dude, if you put like a fucking algebraic expression in Ren and Stimpy, I'd probably remember it
Yeah,
for
like
the rest of my
it
life.
wouldn't have taken me 2 semesters to figure out PEMDAS if
I don't even, what is PEMDAS?
the parentheses. It's the way you do equations, like parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division.
That's how
addition,
dumb
then
I have.
subtract.
I
Please
honestly,
excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Yes,
Do you remember that?
that was the analogy. I do remember that now that you said it. I can't
No.
believe I pulled it out
You
without.
never got it?
no. I remember Every good boy deserves fudge. I remember that. Every good boy.
Which one is that?
That's, I think, isn't that guitar? I remember every good boy deserves fudge, but I also remember all the other acronyms for it, like all the other things. Every good boy deserves fudge.
You only need one, but you've just committed all
Elvis's guitar broke down Friday.
Oh, that's great.
And then Ernie gave Bert dead frogs, which
That's the best one.
was the best one. Like, but these are the things that like stuck in my head from 4th grade where I'm like, what am I ever? And like in 4th grade, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need this for when I start my band. I'm definitely going to have it. But even like in movies, if they put more school shit in like Die Hard or fucking the Demolition Man, which we were just talking about,
They
like
teach you what not to put on a sandwich board before you go to the basketball court.
yeah, they definitely. You know what? He definitely schooled me on that. I was like, I was thinking about it for a second.
I'll even say this: by the like Die Hard, when did Die Hard 3? I think I was already in high school when Die Hard 3 came out, and I probably still couldn't figure out that equation that they did in the fountain.
Oh, I don't even remember that. My brain probably it just removed that completely. The equation they did in the fountain.
Remember? So they had to figure out they had to fill one of the jugs more than the other jug, and then it had to weigh a certain amount.
Yeah, dude. Lost. I have no idea. God damn it. There's nothing worse than a movie that is like supposed to not be like smart per se, making you feel like the biggest retard on the planet.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I don't need that. You know what I've also never figured out? Clicks. I've never figured out clicks yet.
What do you mean?
Like if someone's
The
like
African language?
no. Well,
I think it's notoriously difficult to learn.
no, you know what? If I fucking can figure out, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, I can figure out click language.
All right.
But I think, no, like if someone's like, yeah, there are 8 clicks to the north.
Oh.
Do you know what a click is?
No, I never even looked it up.
You know what a
I don't
click
need
is?
to know that. I figure if you get drafted, they just tell you.
The part of me was like, I need to know. Part of me was like, it was like a thing that I heard so many times in movies. I'm like, I need to know what a click is. So in case I'm in a situation where I'm like, yo, he's 10 clicks west, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you don't know what clicks. It was honestly just so I could fucking lord over somebody else not knowing what a click is.
It's a kilometer.
What?
Yep.
Dude.
Wait a second. You didn't know? That's how simple it is? Damn.
Dude, I am really fucking retarded. And no, see, that's what I know what clicks are, the double clicks on the mouse. It's fucking insulting they even put that there. That's so insulting. Fuck you. I didn't know click was kilometer. Damn, dude, we're fucking... All right. I guess...
In fairness, I would have guessed it if I knew it began with a K.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. I thought click standing with a...
Well, some part of my brain thought it could have been like KLIQUE or something.
Oh, like a black.
Yeah.
Like a black guy. Like a cool...
Like, oh, Cleet? His name is Cleet?
Like a cool black guy. It's 10 clicks to the west. You know Click. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's like Mike with a Q, but Click, it's like a black guy. It's like you got to watch out.
Yeah.
But I honestly, VX gas, pump action, fucking...
Shotgun?
Not shotgun, fucking crossbow. Why aren't these... Like, I know the VX gas is probably real. Like, I've heard it used in different movies other than The Rock. But...
Well, once it's in a movie, you could just use it in other movies, and nobody's going to know.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other movies.
Yeah.
But I'm also willing to bet, like, once they use VX gas in The Rock, I don't know if they're like... Yeah,
Well, like, I'm relatively sure that quicksand's not real.
Quicksand is real, but it's not anywhere near... Ah, yes, I knew it. Toxic and synthetic chemical compound, the organophomoris class, specifically, all that shit. All those other fucking wild ass
I don't
names.
like that they just give out the formula.
No, well,
Like, I don't know what any of
also,
that
they're
means,
giving out the
but-
formula to... Exactly. They're giving out the formula to us, and I didn't even know what click meant.
Yeah, if they told us how to, like, build different covalent bonds on fucking...
We'd be like, "Eesh."
on Doug, we would just be like,
Oh,
we'd be
man,
making this
dude.
VX gas right now.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about Doug is like, I
And then
remember...
you just put it in a big green gusher and you got your missile.
Then I got it. Dude, and then I put on the beats, and I fucking lay waste to a town.
Spray Patty with a little mayonnaise of your own.
Killer VX. EO. Why doesn't... Yeah, Doug could have bred terrorists. I don't know why Doug didn't do anything. You know, it's sad knowing that all the Nicktoons are totally absolved from all that fucking terrible sexual assault.
Yeah,
that's pretty
they
good.
couldn't have gotten raped.
Knowing that none of them have been touched.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible to find out Tommy Pickles was taking the pickle. That would fucking
That
suck
would be bad.
ass.
Good thing that, that's the one thing that, I guess you can't really cancel those because it's like, now you can't watch any of these.
Well,
right?
so
Well, I guess one of the guys from Ren and Stimpy was supposedly a molester.
the main guy. The main guy.
I met Bob Camp right after that happened, and I asked him about it. And he
Yeah.
was like, we're not going to talk about
Yeah,
that.
I bet Bob was like, "Don't bring up John Karasflushy at all." But that was also not as much as that was a bummer. It also wasn't like, all the signs were there. Like it was one of those things like you just didn't. Your brain's like, nah, yeah, he's kind of creepy with the animation and everything, but there's no way he's like.
Well, yeah, it's like all the foot stuff with fucking Schneider.
Exactly.
The logo was a foot.
Yeah, I know, but even then, but
He had
then
a
again,
foot-shaped pool in his house.
I'm guaranteeing Quentin Tarantino has the same thing in his house.
And we know he's into feet.
But that thing is, Quentin Tarantino, I guess, is into adult feet.
Yeah.
But-
there's not a lot of kids doing foot stuff. There's kids doing foot stuff in all those old Nickelodeon things. And like we're all thinking like, oh, it's because it's kind of gross.
Yeah, well, that's
Not
'cause-
to him.
Well, I will say feet are kind of gross.
Yeah.
I will say that. And if I saw a kid step in slime in his bare feet, I'd be like, ugh. But now it's a double level of gross because you know that Dan Snyder came when he saw that.
Yes.
That's a fucking wild thing.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
I think it would also be crazy to find out that Dan Snyder was in charge of slime. That would be devastating to find out.
he was the man.
He was the guy like making the slime.
Oh, yeah, just in his house. Yeah, what's in there?
And it's like, what's in the slime?
Yeah.
And you find out, you say, I don't know, and you can't do that on television. And it's just buckets all cum in the slime. That's
He's just preserving
He's
it.
just holding it.
He was Jizzes from 4chan back in the day.
yeah, dude. Finding out that he is responsible is like, yeah, dude, I've been doing this for years. Years. And just like,
Just saving it up. Just
been
get Alex Mack at the Kids' Choice Awards once.
dude, that, look, I'm grandfathered into things, ain't I?
Sure.
Yeah, Alex Mack was hot.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you were a kid.
You can't say that she wasn't.
Yeah.
She's totally
It's like
hot.
a weird thing. It's like, I don't know, is it immoral if I jerk off to something that happened to me in high school?
I don't know. It is you.
Yeah.
It is you.
But that girl is that girl.
That is true. And also, I've often asked, like, what is the say hypothetically, hypothetically?
I think if you still would, if you could look up her Facebook and still would, you could jerk off to the memory.
That's a good point. Wait, no, if you look her up and she's not attractive and you wouldn't
And
anymore,
then you jerk off
and then
to
you have
her as a kid, now
I see what
you're
you're
a
saying.
pedophile.
I see where you're going. if you still remained hot and I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
fuck you now,
Yeah.
it's
Then it's
okay
fine.
to look back.
That's fine.
That's a pretty good loophole. It's like, no. What, she got out? I would never fuck her
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, this fatso, I better get that memory out
She
of my
used to be
brain.
hot when, in 8th grade, she was killing it.
She had
And then-
tits first.
Dude, and then, she got out of shape around senior year. Senior year, she was a fucking pig. Yeah, that would suck. Yeah, but the hypothetical is, like, say you're 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You make a sex tape with another girl who's 15.
Mm-hmm.
But then you guys stay together the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get married. You're there. But then every now and again, you guys watch the sex tape you made
Together.
Well,
How about this? What if your wife dies and then you still watch the
I think you can do that.
I think
that's first off, no jury in the world would convict you.
That's fair.
They'd be like, "What is this?"
But there have been kids that have gone to jail for sharing videos
That
with one another.
is very true. It's technically child pornography. It's technically, but like, say you never sent it. It's like
just
it's hard
on-
copy. It's like
okay.
the fucking Ring VHS.
Okay, now where is this stored? Is it in your house or do you have like a long-term parking at the airport and it's in the trunk?
It's in the trunk. It's like it's in a safe from the movie 8mm.
Yeah.
Like, never show anybody. That would be, yeah. I think if it's in your house, and it's just like that's yours forever. I think it would have to be one of those things you'd have to put in a will, like destroy upon death. But no one's doing that.
Well, one of you's dying first, and then you
Without
get
a doubt.
one more watch and then destroy it.
You have to have one more watch on a deathbed.
I had a friend who got together with and then eventually married an ex of mine that I had a tape with. And I was like, all right, you guys got together. I'm a little annoyed. One more watch, and then I destroy this tape and throw it in the garbage.
Well, that's because you're a noble guy.
Yeah.
That's a fucking...
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of people who wouldn't do that.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy, like, you know, did you ever... Now, did you ever hard copy nudes of somebody?
This was a VHS tape.
No, I mean, like, did you ever have, like, hard copy, like...
yeah, I've
nudes?
had some Polaroids.
Yeah, so did I. And I thought, like, it was
Actually, I
wild.
should probably get rid of those.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, like, when you find them again, and I'm like, holy crap. Like, when I moved to Philly, I moved from, like...
I don't want to die and my chick finds those in the closet
Exactly.
looking for, like, a journal or
and
something.
again, Polaroids are the creepiest picture to find.
Yeah, well, they look like serial killer trophies
Without
now.
a doubt. And it's like one
At
of those...
the time, it was socially
Sick.
acceptable. But now...
But even when you find the smaller ones, you're like, someone was just having fun.
Yeah,
with
somebody
those
was at
big,
a wedding.
Those big Hello Kitty fucking
Yeah.
cameras just
But like
taking
a standard size Polaroid?
standard size Polaroid, that is like, yo, whose skin are you wearing?
Yeah.
That is out of control.
You are the Gilgo Beach killer, sir.
But I found 4 of them
Okay.
from when I was like in high school.
Okay.
And I remember being like, whoa, oh, boy. Like I had this thing like, fuck. I should probably, I don't know what to do. Like, it was one of these things like I could throw these away, but like part of me was like, I should burn them. Like, say you throw them away and just somehow.
Well, is there any way to definitely tell that is how old is the girl in the picture?
I mean, she's wearing Jinkos and showing her boobs. Like, there's no way. Like, everything.
I mean, she could have been 19.
She wasn't.
Well, all right. Well, you didn't have to say that just now. You could. We've
No, what I'm saying
established that
is-
you didn't remember much from high school.
what I'm saying
earlier,
is-
but somehow you
First
explicitly
off,
remember
you
this.
remember boobs in high school. Don't even act like you
fair.
don't. Like, that's fucking wild.
That's true. That's probably why you don't remember the other stuff from high school is because you could see there was boobs. Around. Yeah,
There was
Whereas
boobs around.
It wasn't. You didn't really care as much about boobs. Well, I guess I definitely will never forget Jessica Rabbit's boobs. So
Come on. The first real, like,
that's
yeah.
the first erection everybody our age has gotten.
I think the first time I ever got really turned on by a cartoon was the G.I. Joe movie when I saw the Baroness.
I mean, she's pretty
The
hot.
Baroness is, like, and she wasn't even, like, flashing ass.
No, but she's
like,
kind of sexy though.
she's
She got
super
the
fucking
voice. She got the voice,
so
the glasses.
hot.
Yeah, dark black hair.
Get
long.
out of
Yeah.
here, dude. Fuck me up.
Yeah.
But then,
Also, Lady J, I always felt like was kind of a slut.
Lady J is
Yeah,
a
well,
slut.
you have lip gloss on out here.
She's, I mean, it's kind of wild being the only female G.I. Joe.
No, it was 2. It was her and Scarlet.
Scarlet, but Scarlet was always out doing shit. Lady J was always back at the base.
Yeah.
Waiting for Falcon.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you know Falcon's not the only guy getting in there. Storm Shadow's blasting hard as shit.
Bazooka's in there fucking just blowing holes in that bitch.
You know what's funny about Bazooka? I was almost Bazooka for fucking Halloween.
Oh, yeah?
I thought about it.
Wish that Polaroid still existed.
That would be fun. It's just me.
Just you, shaved head and blackface, holding a bazooka?
No, you're thinking of Roadblock. You're thinking of Roadblock. Bazooka's the white guy with the mustache with the fucking jersey that says
okay.
fucking 14 on it.
Oh, gotcha.
That's Bazooka. You're thinking of Roadblock.
So you could still be bazooka.
I could still be Bazooka.
All right.
But then
I'll be
again,
Roadblock
yeah,
for
I was
Bazooka.
also thinking about just being Roadblock. I was like, no, this is a cart. Is that blackface?
If you put on blackface, yeah.
No, if you're a cartoon, not a real person. Is it technically blackface?
I believe somebody got in trouble for dressing as Peter Pan's shadow. Like it was, Peter Pan has the so it was it was twin girls.
I know.
It was twin girls, and one of them was the shadow, and she got
Now, wait a minute.
suspended from school or something.
Okay, let's get out of that and say instead of paint,
Hot, okay.
let's get out of the hotness of Peter Pan, which is also wild when you see chicks playing Peter Pan.
It's always been chicks.
I know,
Chicks
but it's
in the original
but
show.
it's the most confusing thing in the world.
I mean, it's kind of a girly outfit.
I'm saying it is.
Yeah.
But Peter Pan's a dude. But then when you see a hot chick portraying
You're
a
saying
dude-
Disney's been grooming us to be trans
it's
forever.
without a doubt.
This is not a new agenda.
No, not at all.
You heard it here first, folks. We're going to be on Newsmax next week.
We are going
This
after,
looks like every
I'm
conservative talk
going
show
after
set.
Disney. Also, I'm going after them with my pump action fucking crossbow.
Like legitimately, when the Dudley Boys eventually become AM conservative radio hosts, this
know.
chair in the background,
It's
this
gonna
will be their exact
sick.
set.
I hope it gets framed. I hope Devon comes out of nowhere. And he also gives me the pass. He's like, you can be in blackface all you want. I fucking love it. But if you are in one of those, like, the green bodysuits,
Oh yeah,
they make black ones.
yes.
Is that
I think that's fine.
Is that technically, what are the limits of blackface? Like, what if you say you put on?
Well, was somebody accused of digital blackface? I did this.
So
we talked about this on Dave Smith's podcast a while back, and I was just like, well, how are you going to play 2K if you can't do digital blackface?
Wait a minute, digital?
They said digital blackface is when white people use black memes.
Is that what I thought it was when if you have like a black character in Fortnite?
I'm sure that's another version of that.
So wait a minute. Was I been doing digital blackface anytime I picked Jax from Mortal Kombat?
Digital blackface.
Is that digital blackface? I can't be Jax or fucking Liu Kang.
not.
Like what? What?
Yeah.
This world's retarded, man.
Dude, I love Def Jam Vendetta too.
Yeah, it was
Def Jam Vendetta is one of the best fighting games ever made.
Yeah.
And when you made your guy, did you make him black or white?
I thought it was default black.
No, you can make him white.
Really?
You can make him white. I made one white guy.
I never even explored that option.
Yeah, dude. I made my own dude. And I made him a fat black dude wearing gator shoes and his underwear with a fucking blonde afro. It was sick. And I remember being like, if someone told me that's racist, dude.
Yeah, that would be sad.
That would be.
But even the black memes thing, if they're funny and you're just sharing
you're sharing a funny meme.
Yeah.
Dude, I also know about.
I did you guys know this N-words eating beans meme from back in the day, right? The tweet. I just put that on Joe Biden's Twitter and posted that to my Twitter. I don't think that should count as any sort of digital. I don't think it should count as me saying it. It's a famous quote, and then I made Joe Biden say it.
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I see how that could be a problem, though.
Yeah.
If you're using, like, if your memes have the N-word in it, and you are, well, actually, no. You know what? No.
Yeah, I didn't make, especially if you didn't make the meme. I happen to make this other one. But again, it was a famous quote, and I just then attributed it to Joe Biden.
Oh, man.
Because nobody knows who that guy is, right? That was an anonymous Twitter account. It very well could have been Joe Biden.
Memes aren't racist. People are racist. I just have it. Memes don't fuck anybody up.
I'm just saying, if anybody would be eating baked beans at Cars 2, it would be Joe Biden.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right, we got messages. Fucking rip them. These better be ridiculous.
First time, long time. I got a serious topic for you. Not to bring you down, but been with my old lady, married since 6 years. Been with her since high school. 2 kids, but starting to grow away from each other and stuff like that. Part of me wants to try new things. Part of me wants to stick with her for the kids, you know. But I don't know, whatever you think me. So, all right, thanks.
I mean, based on the way that guy sounds, I suggest speed.
Yeah, that was...
anything that would make you talk slightly faster while leaving a voicemail, sir.
I mean, he might have been just depressed, Christopher. Come on.
You know what helps with that?
Speed. Yeah, that does. Speed does help. You will get fucking where you need to be. I don't know. Try new things. What do you mean? Well, also, this
he didn't give much information.
He didn't. But this also is a piggyback.
Mm-hmm.
They've been together since high school. Maybe they should have made a sex tape in high school.
And then they could go back to
And then they could go back and watch it.
And be like, remember
the
how much
good
we
times?
loved each other.
Remember how good we were together? Yeah. Right before 9/11?
Remember that sweet spot 6 years in where we were good at sex and now we're bad at it
now
again?
we're back. You gotta put the training wheels back on. Sometimes you just got to start slow again. Sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
You can't all be the big mega ramp. You got to go back to
exactly.
the little fun box every now and again. You can't just be fucking kick flipping into nothing.
This guy basically just described a midlife crisis.
Yeah, that's what that sounds like. And it also depends on like how many kids you have.
He said 2, right?
2? Oh, he did say 2?
But he didn't say how old they were.
That is true.
I think so. People stay together for the kids. I think once the kids are 15,
you can shatter a family.
you can leave. If there's a point when I think kids.
What if the kids have special needs?
Is one of the special needs having their dad around all the time? Because I don't think any kid has that special need. I think fathers should be in the house less.
How much is less?
I think a father should be like the 50s. It should be an ominous presence.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think
just like a fucking black. If you be father blackface, just like a fucking ominous
I was
cloud.
more thinking of the Hat Man, but
Oh, yeah, sleep paralysis
Yeah,
dad.
exactly, exactly.
Just when you are about to fall asleep.
No, the dad.
Your dad's there.
I think your dad should be like he's around. He probably is off in his study or some sort of workshop most of the time, and he's there to yell at you sometimes. You know what I mean? I think that's an adequate dad. I don't think dads should be doing much.
Man, if only my dad had a study or a work. Those are two things that don't come together with my
He could
dad.
he could be down at the bar.
It's like, yo, where's your dad? He's in his study. Where is that? That's the Henkels and McCoy work van around the block.
That's fine.
Just hanging out. He's learning stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
No, look, I'm just saying, it's not like my dad had a study, but he did own a restaurant, and he was there a lot.
Well, that's because your dad had a job, a good job. That's a good job. My dad didn't have a good job. My dad should have probably been around a lot more. Thinking back on it, I don't know if my dad was around the right amount of times.
Nope, seems like he was around the right amount of time.
I don't know. I've met kids. I mean, I think.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger brother,
All
an
right.
older brother, older half brother, and an older half sister.
How are they doing?
They're doing all right.
There you go.
Well, my younger brother's doing as good as he can. He's got a baby now. He's figuring it out.
Okay.
I guess everyone is. I guess out of all my siblings, I'm doing the worst out of all of them.
Sounds like your dad did a great job. You have there's 4 of you,
There's 4 of us,
and
yeah.
one of you is like
Yeah, it
still
is.
fine.
My younger brother's a great dude. He's killing it. My older brother's a great dude. He's doing all right.
You make rent.
Yeah, I make it, but I don't. I need more of it, dude. They have homes. They have homes.
Sure, but
I have a place.
When's the last time you asked your parents for money?
Never. I've never.
There you go.
never
That's
did.
fine. You're there. You're doing fine.
I never did.
Yeah.
When's the last time you asked your parents for money?
I mean, they've both been dead over a decade.
All right. Well, fuck you. Dude.
The last time I asked
Are you trying to say you've never gotten out a Ouija board?
No. The last
the
time I
dark.
asked my parents for money was when I begged the bank to give me the $300 that was in my dad's checking account so I could put it towards his funeral expenses.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Did they give it to you?
Yes.
Nah, well,
It was a
that's-
local bank. It wasn't a Chase. and I had an
ah.
account there. So they were like, well, we know you. We're just going to make it out to the funeral home.
That's good on them.
Yeah.
Now, how was that banger of funeral? Was it good?
After the wake, I do remember a few people. I remember being thrown sideways into a livery cab and my buddy just throwing a handful of money at the guy and being like, don't worry, he won't throw up. It's been a long day.
That's pretty
Get
good.
him home.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I left my dad's funeral and I left my dad's funeral and went to the Norristown High Speed Transportation Center.
Mm-hmm.
Took the high-speed line all the way back to Philadelphia, and when I got off at the 69th Street station, I threw up all down the front steps of the 69th Street Transportation Center in a suit, holding food that my mom... Dude, I couldn't have looked more new homeless in my life. Like, if I had just sat...
had a casserole?
Dude, I had 2 tote bags full of food, and I was like, my dad's dead. Everyone's like, are you all right? I was like, I gotta get home. I'm making it. And then I got on the fucking regular subway. Dude, I reeked of vomit. It was
Oh, that sucks.
so fucking nuts. And I was also like, I just threw up all this food. I was like, should I eat more? Should I eat more?
That's never a good idea.
Dude, I was so fucking retarded on that.
Also,
goddamn
like
train.
how crazy you look smelling like vomit and eating food
Dude.
out of what I assume was like a sterno type tray.
No.
Like, you know, like
No, it wasn't
foil.
anything good. It was foil. It was like the fucking thing that was like left over.
Yeah,
at
that's
the
what I
wake.
mean. That's what I assumed it was.
Sterno.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you meant like glass. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I'm just like taking it
Yeah.
out with my hand.
Oh, it was just cordon bleu.
Dude, it was one of
Just
those.
eating cordon bleu like it's a candy bar.
It was one of those things where I blended in. Like, no one would have fucked with me. It was like the perfect
Yeah.
camouflage. Like, no one's like,
Just
you know,
vomit.
that's the guy I need to rob. Like, no, I think that guy is, he's where he's going to be for the rest of his life. He owns this part of the subway car now. He's marked it. It's covered in puke.
Well, he's in his one suit, so he's looking for work.
He's
I
like,
guess.
he's actually just preparing for his own funeral. That's what I'm doing.
That's your
I'm like,
last meal.
Open casket, please. Yeah, dude, just all down the side of me. Fucking kill me. Yeah, and then the world shut down. I actually went from my dad's funeral back to Philadelphia, and the next day the pandemic struck completely.
Really?
That was exactly what happened. Wild time.
Yeah.
One right after another. But no, you shouldn't leave your wife.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm going no.
Are you fighting in front of your kids constantly?
He didn't sound like there was a fight going on. He didn't sound fighty. He just
If
sounded,
you're acting like that, if you have sons and you're acting like that phone call in front of them because of how much of a bummer your wife is,
I mean,
I think you maybe need to get out of the house a little.
you know, now when you say out of the house, you mean like spread the seed or get out of the house?
I mean, get out of the house. I mean, maybe move down the block. I don't think you need to be like necessarily, or maybe just like be gone for like a week. Go get yourself, take a
break.
staycation. Take a staycation.
I got to be away from mom for a
Say,
little bit.
say you're going to a business symposium. They don't need to know.
That's what my dad called smoking methamphetamine. He's like, Rye, I'm going on a very important business symposium. We're going to figure out how to make VX gas when we get back. I watched the movie 3 times. We got one more message. God damn it. I hope this one isn't so depressing. I really do.
It's the same guy. And
He's
he's
like-
like, you're a gunshot.
Yeah, he's like, honestly, I did the thing. God, that
This
was...
is Jordan from Arlington, Texas, right by
Uh-oh.
the bullshit fucking Cowboy Stadium. Jesus Christ! But I got a question for you. Me and one of my close friends have a bet. We're playing 1v1 in basketball, and this guy, he used to be an athlete. He used to be really good at soccer and shit. But I used to also really be good at basketball. He was never good at basketball. And now he thinks, now that we're in our 30s, he can all of a sudden beat me. I just want to know what your opinion is on as far as, like, somebody who all of a sudden thinks they can beat you in something you were always good at, even though they were never good at it, just because fucking alcoholism and a little weight gain in your life. All right, man, appreciate it.
First off, dude rules. He's like, you think that's going to nick me down? Fuck you, dude. Not going to happen. Do I think it's over presumptuous to assume that somebody can beat you because you have been drinking too long? No, I don't know. Especially if you maybe you still got it.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, look,
You
here's
know?
the thing. The muscle memory of like shooting,
Yeah, that probably doesn't go away.
it does. I mean,
I don't know.
It'll come back. It'll come
Sure.
back before the end of the game. Or if you practice a little.
Oh, it depends on
Yeah.
how fucked up you are before you. Unless,
Yeah, if you're getting loaded
unless
at
you,
the game.
Unless you're getting unless you've always played drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
There are times like I'm not.
Like Sabu wouldn't get in the ring unless the Sandman
was drunk.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like he had to be drunk. He's like, yeah, I'm not wrestling him sober. He's like, he's better fucked up. Like that is fucking very true. Like I'm always been bad at pool.
Okay.
Always been bad at pool. You get me a couple beers.
3-4 beers, yeah.
I'm
You're all right.
okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like I'm just looser and I'm like I don't have any like worry about what's going on. Sure, I've fucked up some felt and I've been asked to leave some places. But you know what? When it comes down to it, when money's on the line, I sometimes win.
I think that's what they got to do. They got to put money on the line. I mean, look, as somebody who was never, there's certain things that I'm like, just because I stayed in shape and a lot of my friends got fat, like,
What was it? What was the sport you were always good at?
I was never great at anything.
Oh,
but
really?
Now I'm like okay. I was okay at basketball when I was playing every day. I was okay at pool when I was playing every day.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like anything I'm doing a lot, I can get passable at.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, I never was like in an organized sport league. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I always played pickup. I played pickup basketball almost every day for like through junior high school and a lot of high school. And I played
Gotcha.
handball a lot. But like now it's just like things that I was not great at. because I kept my cardio up, and most of my friends
They did
not.
They did not. So yeah, you got that on them.
Yeah.
But
So if that guy's kept his cardio
So,
up,
yeah,
basketball is arduous.
sure, if the guy who's like got alcoholism, if you're not willing to go the distance, that guy, yeah, I mean the turtle will win.
Yeah.
The turtle will win.
Because eventually you'll be so gassed that you can't make the
you
shots.
Can't make the shots anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, maybe it is. You know, you gotta put in the time and effort to stay fucking. You don't want to
You
get.
can be an alcoholic and thin.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
People drunkenly run all
Yes.
the time.
I used to do it all
I
the
know.
time.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Going on a nice late night jog, sauced
Hammer.
out of your mind.
Yeah. It's not
The
bad.
best thing in the world. You don't forget. You don't forget to leave the door unlocked. It's the best thing in the fucking world. But yeah, I think you should put money on the line. I think you should bet.
Well, that'll also make you'll work harder.
You'll work harder for it.
Yeah.
And you should also it's one-on-one basketball. I don't know. I was never a basketball guy. I was never a basketball.
One-on-one basketball is it's tough, man. You get tired real quick.
I think basketball is a very exhausting sport.
Yeah.
I think basketball and soccer is probably, you're just running. It's
Yeah.
just running constantly.
Have you seen this league that's it's full court one-on-one basketball, but it's a small court, but it's there's no fucking fouls? There's not no fouls. You can't tackle a guy, but it's super aggressive.
Where is this played?
I have no idea. It's just come on ESPN multiple times while I was looking at a television.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to be involved. I want to watch
Dude, it's
that.
super aggressive.
That looks
I've seen
awesome.
guys get
How
their
big is the
jersey
court?
ripped. It's I would say it's bigger than a half court, but it's thinner. It's the equivalent of an arena football league field compared to a regular football. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Comparative in size.
Yeah,
I
it's
get you, I get you.
smaller.
Damn. And it's just one-on-one?
Yeah.
That's fucking hot. Where
Yeah.
the fuck do they play that?
I don't even. It's all indoor. It's not outside like the N1 mixtapes.
Is there a league, or is it just people?
I think
are
there
just
was some tournament on. I guess it was probably just there was a backlog of all this random sports content that you could film
Damn.
during the pandemic when there was no film shit going on.
Dude, do you remember Arch Rivals, the video game Arch Rivals?
It sounds familiar.
It was like NBA Jam, but less rules. You could punch people.
Oh, no,
And-
I'm thinking of NBA Street.
No, NBA Street. So that was later. NBA Jam. I'm talking about Sega Genesis cartridge.
Yeah.
Arch Rivals was you had two teams, no name teams. They weren't real leagues or real teams in a real league, but you could punch people and pull their shorts down and drop kick
I don't remember
them.
that at all.
It was fucking awesome. It was one of the coolest video games ever. But so not good to play. The only reason you played it so you could fucking
Do the
just
stuff.
run up and punch people. But when it came down to making points, it was actually very difficult to do.
Oh, really?
It was actually one of the worst video games ever made. But when it comes down
It's
to
like that
it,
game Thrill Kill that got banned,
Oh,
and that's what
Thrill
everybody
Kill.
wanted to play it for.
Thrill Kill was also one of those games you thought was going to be cool as fuck.
Because there was a mystique about it
Yeah.
because it got banned in England.
It got banned, and then all you could find out is that you could do fatalities at any time during the game.
Yeah.
And it's
All right, I guess that's cool.
that's kind of cool, but that's not what you want in a video game.
yeah.
I don't want that. I mean, I think the only thing I wanted in a video game in the 90s was boobs. Straight up boobs is what I
Dead
wanted.
or Alive sold a lot of copies.
Dead or Alive. Remember
And
Dead
people like boobs in video games so much that they made a volleyball.
I was just
game.
going to say, remember Dead or Alive volleyball? It was just yo, what can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
People are already jerking off to these
It
characters.
might
Let's
as
put them
well-
in bikinis.
Did you know the cheat code with Dead or Alive? If you made them 99 years old, it would make their tits jiggle the most.
No, I did not. That's crazy. That's-
You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, if you go into
Dude,
the
I spent so much time. All my early internet was trying to find the naked code for Lara Croft.
everybody did that. I think
That's everyone's fucking first internet.
I'm not saying that code doesn't exist, but
it can exist.
But I'm going to say is that was every boy's holy grail at one
Yeah,
point in
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And it was if you would also hear rumors of somebody who did have it,
Yeah.
and you'd be I gotta hang out with this guy.
Yeah,
People you didn't even like. He's who's got it? Matt Osborne. Fuck, I don't want to fucking hang out with it, dude. But he does have, and it was only it wasn't on the PS1. It was for the computer. It wasn't you could just do it with the fucking controller. You had to actually had to have a computer for it. So
Yeah,
a lot
nobody had a gaming PC
Dude,
back then. It was
nobody.
Only people that had gaming PCs were pedophiles back then to lure
straight
children
up,
into their
or like
homes.
weird dudes that like you like weren't really friends with. But like I remember the first time I played Duke Nukem on a fucking computer, I thought it was the coolest thing ever because there was a thing you could like if you went into one room, there were statues of chicks and you could press a button and they would like open up the statue.
Oh,
and
yeah, I remember that.
Show you like pixelated, like just terrible tits.
Yeah,
But it was enough.
Yeah,
It was
you're 12.
enough.
You're 12 and the internet didn't exist.
It's the coolest thing. The other cool thing I really loved about Duke Nukem was there was one level where he goes into a bar and on the TV screen is a Ford Bronco, a white Ford Bronco being chased by police.
That's great. I don't remember that at all.
Dude,
That's pretty.
that's like, why wouldn't you put that?
Did they
the fuck
make a
in there?
Duke Nukem movie?
No.
That seems like a movie.
You'd
I'd
think
watch.
they would have.
Yeah.
Because they made a Doom movie and that was
Yeah.
complete trash.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd make a
Just
Duke.
cast Brock Lesnar as Duke Nukem and let's go.
Man. You know who else? Actually, this is wild you bring up the movie. I remember when Game Pro was still a thing, the fucking magazine. They were talking about Howie Long.
Wait, they don't have Game Pro anymore?
They still do, but it's all online.
Oh, I want a physical.
No, you can go and find them. You know where they have them at fucking Comic Cons where they're selling VX gas lamps. They got old copies, but apparently Howie Long was slated to be Duke Nukem.
Well, I'm glad they didn't make that. What was that fucking hockey movie that he made? He made a movie.
Howie Long made a hockey movie.
Was that him where the last
Howie
scene
Long
was in
played baseball or football.
No. There was a movie where he was like an action star, and I think the last scene was at a hockey game, and somebody gets cut in the face with a skate.
Were you talking about Sudden
And at
Death?
is it Sudden
Sudden
Death?
Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Is that movie?
'Cause
Is Howie Long?
Howie Long is also in the movie called Broken Arrow with John Travolta and Christian
I know.
Slater.
I remember that. But is there all he had a solo action movie which may or may not have contained an air tube and a broken chicken bone that got shot into somebody's neck, or I might just be thinking of Sudden Death.
I think you might. You also might just be making something up that's awesome.
No, I'm almost positive the chicken bone thing is real.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't remember a chicken bone being shot into someone's neck during sudden death, and I'm not saying
So maybe I just confused those.
you
two
might
movies
just
a
be
little
morphing things together.
bit. Yeah, that's true.
That's a possibility. Because I remember there was a dude who he mashed up. I think it was Lethal Weapon 2 with Under Siege 2, which I didn't understand how you could do. But
Under
I think
Siege 2 is the train.
Under Siege 2 is Dark Territory.
Yeah.
Seagal on the
It-
train.
but it's the train.
It's the train. And he was also like trying to like he's like, yeah, Danny Glover was this. He's like, he was there. I like really convinced Danny Glover
Was in Under Siege
was
2.
on a train as Seagal's partner. And I was like, dude, I don't think he's like, dude, no, I'm fucking telling you, dude.
I think
Why-
the only minority partner Steven Seagal ever had in a movie was Jet Li. No, or DMX. Did he make?
And Cradle in the Grave, yeah, Cradle
Yeah.
in the Grave. It was his. That was, yeah. I think that from what I hear, Steven Seagal isn't a big fan of minorities whatsoever. Weirdly enough,
He hangs out with Vladimir Putin. That seems to track.
that is true.
Yeah.
I mean, Steven Seagal is the type of guy too that you would think one of his movies would have become a video game, and it hasn't. And I don't know why that hasn't.
I mean, the Under Siege movies. That was some good boobs. Under Siege 1.
Under Siege 1, she comes out of the cake?
Yeah. Great movie tits.
Great
You're like,
tits.
whoa.
Great movie tits. And you know what she is? She's also
Hot?
She's hot, but she's also that like evergreen hot.
Yeah, that like blonde.
No. I mean, like she's hot now.
Really?
Like she would be like, okay, how do I explain this? There's like 80s hot.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
some
yeah.
chicks in the 80s, you're like, she's the hottest chick in this movie.
And now you're like, what? Why?
well,
she look
why
so
was
weird?
she? Yeah, she looks weird. That chick would be hot regardless
yeah,
of what
yeah.
time period you put her in.
Yeah.
There's only a certain amount of chicks that can keep pulling that off. It's
Yeah.
wild.
There's a handful. There's like, it's not even the famous ones, but some of the insulary Baywatch characters I feel like could pull that off.
Definitely. But there's also chicks that got like hit real hard with like Yasmin Bleeth.
Oh yeah,
Jesus
I mean, but
Christ.
that version of Yasmin Bleeth is timeless.
So hot.
Yeah.
But like now,
You could not jerk off to a sex
No.
tape of her being a child with you anymore.
you would never be able to do it. It
Yeah.
would be a very sad journey.
You'd be like, I can't jerk off to
I
that.
can't look at you.
Yeah.
Can't get it.
The weirdest thing is when they like women that are like in their mid 40s are like, yeah, so I don't have to stay being hot. I was like, yeah, but you also don't have to be like. Beauty doesn't have to be your entire life.
No.
But you are fat and gross and rich, and that doesn't track really.
No, not at all. It's fucking
Like fine for a man, honestly.
But I also will say this too. There are certain people that like I didn't want to get in shape. Like I didn't want Rebel Wilson to get in shape.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want that.
Okay.
I was not. I didn't. Nobody needed it. No one needed.
Well, I think she probably did.
the-
Her cardiologist
Look,
probably.
What I'm telling you
recommended it.
right now is I want my.
Wasn't she a virgin until she lost the weight?
She was. She lost her virginity to some dude from fucking Pitch Perfect or some shit.
So it just people would have fucked her.
Yeah, she's famous.
She's famous. She wasn't bad looking for a fat chick.
Not terrible. I mean that mouth was a little fucking rictus. It was like real big.
I mean,
Yeah,
look,
she had
she's not
big-
really my thing, but
She
like
had
4 in
big
the morning.
Australian mouth.
Look, 4 in the fucking morning. Now you're
Look,
pounding, you're throwing them back when I was still pretty fat.
If you're throwing booze into a thing, yeah, she's not ghastly enough where if I had a couple of drinks in me, I'm not going to turn Rebel Wilson away. But I'm also not going to say like, they're like Adele.
Mm-hmm.
Adele didn't need to get thin either. She was also like pretty and talented, and
Yeah.
it was wild that
she wanted to get thinner.
I know she did, but I don't want it.
You just want him to stay fat.
What I'm saying is
I don't want to have to remember what you look like now.
exactly. I'm
Okay.
all for make Adele fat again. That's the platform I'm on.
MAFA.
MAFA 2024. Make Adele fat again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they don't do it. I don't understand. There's no. I think besides Oprah, there's no.
She's a yo-yo dieter. Right?
Yeah, there's no. I'm trying to think of like celebrities that I've seen like get fat, get thin, get fat, get thin.
Not for a role.
Wasn't Kirstie Alley?
Kirstie Alley's one.
Kirstie Alley, yeah. I
And
guess
then
that was
also
one, too.
super bad kid. What the fuck is his name?
Oh,
Jonah
Jonah
Hill.
Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Is he fat again?
I think he has
Yeah,
gotten
he's fat again.
What?
Jim Norton.
Who?
Jim Norton.
Jim. Yeah, I guess you're right. He was fat for a little bit, and then he got skinny. Is he getting fat again now?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. All right. Why is Jonah Hill getting fat again? Because everyone was making fun of that he looked like a fucking melted
I don't know.
popsicle.
He
feel
put
like
out
Seth
that
Rogen's gone back
weird
and
like Netflix thing where he was going to the psychologist, and
I saw
guess he's
part of
happy
that.
and fat again.
Oh, wait a minute. That was I thought that was a movie. It was not.
No psychologist in the world would go, "You were happy or fat." Like, it would
what?
just never happen.
It would never
They
fucking
would never be
happen.
like, "Have you tried getting fat?"
That's the power of
like imagine
money.
just Freud with his pen just drawing you fat and like taking a shit. She'd be like, "Have you tried
Actually,
sandwiches?
Have you tried sucking your mother's tits? This has been the End Podcast with Ryan Shader. Chris, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, man.
Make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. You'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible, marriage situation you want to go through. We're going to switch over to Patreon later.